Today, we are talking about understanding historic sexual abuse. This is a difficult topic, so you may choose not to watch this video or just know that there may be topics coming up that are triggering or hard to deal with. I'm Natalie Gerry, the principal lawyer and founder of Gerry Law. I help injured people and people affected by sexual abuse or sexual assault, especially, get the compensation that they deserve for their injuries. In Canada, there is no statute of limitation for reporting criminal or civil sexual abuse cases. Criminal cases require proof beyond a reasonable doubt, while civil cases have a lower burden of proof. Their burden of proof is on a balance of probabilities. So this is 50% plus 1 in terms of probability that what the plaintiff is saying happened. Both avenues offer opportunities for survivors to seek justice and to obtain compensation. So the civil aspect is where you would be obtaining compensation, whereas the criminal aspect is more where the perpetrator is punished and could face jail time or other fines or things like that. In looking at what historic sexual abuse means, this refers to past instances of non-consensual sexual behavior, often resulting in physical, psychological, and emotional trauma for the victim or the survivor. These events may have occurred during childhood or youth, and the effects can be really long-lasting. They can persist long into adulthood. Some things that need to be understood about historic sexual abuse are that it is a unique type of loss. Survivors of this type of abuse experience a unique loss of bodily autonomy and dignity. The trauma from these events can have lasting effects on the survivor's life, including physical injuries and emotional distress, and studies do show that survivors of this type of abuse over their lifetime earn less than people who have not faced this type of abuse. In terms of reporting challenges, many survivors of historic sexual abuse do not report the incident to the police due to fear, shame, or concerns about reprisal. Like, the perpetrator may threaten them, and especially if they were a child, they may actually think those threats are real, and they may not report for many years. So there is no time limit for reporting these crimes, and survivors still have the right to seek justice even many years or decades later. Survivors have various options for seeking justice, including criminal prosecution, civil lawsuits, or human rights complaints. There are support services for survivors as well. Each path offers different avenues for obtaining compensation or for holding the perpetrator accountable. In terms of understanding sexual abuse and sexual assault encompasses a range of non-consensual activities from kissing to rape. Consent is crucial, and silence or inaction does not imply consent. There is no such thing as implied consent in Canada. Sexual abuse involves exploiting a power imbalance to derive sexual pleasure from a younger person, and sometimes does not involve physical contact necessarily. In looking at the statistics on these issues, statistics show that sexual abuse and sexual assault are far more common than people realize. Survivors are often children or adolescents, and perpetrators are frequently friends or family members. Women, especially those with disabilities or Indigenous women or marginalized women, are disproportionately affected by sexual assault and sexual abuse. In terms of coping and support, survivors may experience a range of emotions following sexual abuse or assault, and seeking support is essential. Crisis hotlines and counseling services offer confidential assistance to survivors and can empower them to make decisions about their healing journey. In looking at legal proceedings in Canada, there's no statute of limitations, as I said, for reporting criminal or civil sexual abuse cases. Criminal cases require that proof beyond a reasonable doubt, but civil cases do have a lower burden of proof. And in a civil case, you can still pursue that even if the criminal case has not been successful, or if you haven't pursued the criminal case, reported the sexual assault or abuse to police. If you wish to discuss your specific circumstances surrounding a historic event like this, I can be reached at the contact information below. We'll also put some resources in the information below so you could reach out to get some assistance.